Hello viewers, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create your very first video lecture, add voiceovers, edit the video and also add questions in between for your students. So let's start from where we had left in the previous video. This is our video lecture. This is basically our video which we want to convert into a video lecture. So how we can do so? There are a few options over here: edit, duplicate, delete and assign. So before assigning, what we can do is we need to edit the video. So click on this edit tab. Once you go into the edit video, you can just play it once to check if you can do some editing to the video. Of course, the intro and the outro of the video can be omitted, so we can slide the timeline over here and we can add a cut. So this video will be cut off. Okay, you can then delete this part of the video. Similarly, the outro part of any video could also be cropped off. This is my video only, so I know where are the exact intros and outros, so I can crop it off by dragging it. Okay, so this way you can do the minor editing of the video. You can't obviously change the voiceovers and all which is already present in the video, but you can do the minor editing. I will show in the next section how to add some voiceovers to it. Okay, so I assume that the minor editing part is done. So what you can do is now you can go to the voiceover section. For example, you want to give an intro to the video in your own voice. Okay, what you can do is you basically add a voiceover. This will replace the video's existing audio with an explanation in your own words or language. In this case, I am already having my own video over there. I am already constantly talking in the video, so there is no need to add a voiceover, but I will show you how to add a voiceover. For example, instead of this intro, I can add my own voiceover. Let me show you how to do it. You need to allow your mic. Hello viewers, this is a video on packet sniffing. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can trace the passwords of various users using a tool which is called as Wireshark. You can then stop the video. You can then stop the voiceover. And now you can play your voiceover to look exactly how it's sounding. Hello viewers, this is a video on packet sniffing. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can trace the passwords of various users using a tool which is called as Wireshark. So this voiceover will be added to the original video in place of the already existing audio in the original video. Clear? So now we have seen two sections: how to cut off the intro and outro, how to add some voiceovers to the existing video, and the last part remaining is how to add some questions for your students. So whenever your students view this particular video lecture, at some point of time in the video timeline, they will see questions being popped up which they need to answer, otherwise they won't be able to proceed ahead in the video. So how you can add questions in the timeline, I will show you. You can simply slide on any part of the video like this. For example, this is the section I want to add a question. I can add a question with the help of these options. It could be a multiple choice question, it could be an open-ended question, theory questions basically, and you can also add a note for the students to go through. So let me add a multiple choice question over here. Okay, my question could be, what is packet sniffing? Okay, then I need to add the options. It is not a network attack. Next option could be, it is a network attack. Okay, now I know the answer is it is a network attack. So what I can do is, instead of this red cross, I can put a green tick over here and put a red tick in this option, which is obviously incorrect. So I can then save it. In case you are having multiple options, you can click on this small link over here which is saying add another answer choice. But if you are not having more than two options, you can stick with the default one and then click on this save. So once you save it, you will see that a small blip has been marked on the timeline. This small blip is nothing but it's a question. So whenever the student reaches this point in the timeline, this question will be popped up. The student won't be able to proceed ahead without answering this question. Clear? So press continue, one of my favorite website actually for, and then move ahead. In the same fashion, you can add multiple questions in between your video where the students need to answer those questions, then only they would be able to move ahead in the timeline. At the end, when you are satisfied with all the questions, all the voiceovers, and after cutting all the intro and outro of the video, you can finally save it by clicking this finish button. Okay, so at the end, what you can do is after making sure that this video is perfect, you can click on this assign tab. Once you click on this assign tab, it will ask you few questions. The questions are nothing but how would you like to share this video with your students. You can do so with the help of a public link. This is a public link. This link is accessible by anyone publicly. So just be sure whatever data you are sharing with the students, if it is not confidential, then you can use this option. But if you want to keep it a private kind of an assignment, you can choose this assign to a class. Then what you can do is on the bottom left corner, you can see there is an option of add a new class. You can click it. You can add a name, for example, third year engineering comms. Okay, you can add a description, but it is optional. And then at the end, you can create a classic kind of a class or open kind of a class. A classic class is one which requires a login from the students, and an open class is public for all. I would stick with this classic option and then create a class. Once you create a class, it will be shown over here. And now you can assign this video to the class. On the right hand side, you can see there are two options. Prevent skipping, that is by default. I would recommend this because the students won't be able to skip ahead in the timeline without watching the entire video. Similarly, over here we are also having a section of start date and due date. Basically, if you want this video lecture to be treated as an assignment by the students, you can set a start date and a due date. After the due date, the assignment won't be accepted from the students. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is and press assign. Once it's assigned, you can share this link with your students, and then the students list will keep on populating over here in the student section. Once they log in to check your video, once they log into Edpuzzle, their names will be highlighted over here, and at the end you would be able to check which student has attempted how many questions. Let me show you with the help of my actual Edpuzzle account where I am having the students count with me. Let me show you. Let me go back to my actual account, with the help of which I would be able to show you what exactly I'm talking about. So this is my actual account on Edpuzzle. Let me go to my classes. In this my classes tab, you can see that on the left hand side there are 3 classes added. Okay, so if I click on this cryptography and system security, I can see that few assignments are due. I have got some answers from the students, so let me click this. Once I click this, on the left hand side you can see that these are the students list. So many students have attempted and many of them have not even started with the video. So as a result, you come to know how many students have attempted your video, what are their percentages, and how much marks they have got. This is the grade, that is the students have got this much marks after attempting the video 100%. Similarly, their last access time will also be highlighted over here, and after they're completing their assignments, their total marks will be shown over here. So this is how you come to know which student has paid proper attention to your video and who has not even started with your video. Similarly, you come to know who are the students who are attending your lectures regularly, and based upon that you can grade them either automatically with the help of quizzes, or you can have open-ended quizzes which you can later on assess and give them marks later. So let me show you quickly how I have created this classroom. Over here if I click on this add a new class, it gives me an option of a Google Classroom. Why this was not prompted before? Because this is an account of mine which is already linked with Google Classroom. I already have this account on Google Classroom. So once I click on this add a new class, it also gives me an option of a Google Classroom instantly. So make sure that you're using an account which is already present on Google Classroom, or it can be the other way around. You can use the same account which you're using on Edpuzzle and use that account to create an account on Google Classroom, and then you can link both these accounts together. So I can show you, if I click on this Google Classroom tab, it will fetch all the classes which I have on my account on Google Classroom, and I can add that class over here. So within an instant I can simply set an assignment for my students from that class. So if I select any of the classes from here, the students of that Google Classroom will automatically get linked to my Edpuzzle account, and I can give them questions, give them assignments, give them video lectures instantly. So this is how we create video lectures, and at the end, how simply we can export our video lectures as assignments and share it with our students within minutes. So thanks a lot. This is what I wanted to share with you all, how you could create an interactive kind of a video lecture environment where you are present at a distant location from your student, but still you would be able to interact with them in an effective manner. Thank you so much. Stay connected for my next video on TED-Ed, which is a similar kind of a platform, but it is having its own advantages over Edpuzzle. So stay tuned.